first, let me take a selfie.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about. I actually wrote this script over the weekend and was just too lazy to go ahead and record it. But I do have a lot of things to talk about. Counter-Strike Go lottery scams, frickin' maybe some Pokemon Go talk, because that is all the craze right now. So let's hop into it. Firstly, with this Counter-Strike Go lottery scam. Now, I saw some videos on this come up, and I checked it out. What I'm understanding is that the two guys who made it were pretty popular within the Counter-Strike community, meaning that they had enough followers on Twitch to basically promote that product. So what they were doing was they were playing some lottery runs on the site, and they were pretty much just setting it up to where they would always win big money, kind of getting these people that were watching interested in, like, hey, we should go check it out and possibly win some money. The problem with it is that because they own the site, of course they could just set it up to always win, because the house always wins. What makes it illegal, as far as what I'm understanding, is that they never said they were the owners. They would always kind of push it out as, hey, check out this site that we stumbled upon. And I did kind of see some of their streams, a couple, and yeah, that is true. They never fully came out and said, hey, we are the owners of this site, come and try your luck. They never said anything like that. It was always just, oh my god, we won big, check this site out, you might be winning big. And it falls along the lines of you're pushing gambling towards children, because there's a lot of kids that play Counter-Strike Go. So now you got all these little kids watching these guys stream. They might even look up to them, if you could say that, and they're going out and they're gambling, and it's just a bad issue all around, because you must disclose when you're sponsored or you own something, especially if you're the freaking owner of the company. And I saw that the owner had put out a video, which he was one of the guys that was scamming. He put out a video saying that at the time of the video he didn't fully own the site yet, or something like that. And honestly, I think it's just a lot of BS, and he's trying to cover his ass, and who wouldn't? But at the same time, like, you know you did wrong, so go to court, take your lick, because they are getting sued. Not sure for how much or anything, but I know for sure they are getting sued, and that sucks for them. Moving right along, we are going to be talking about some Red Dead Redemption backwards compatibility. Now, you have to understand that this was one of my all-time favorites on the 360, and then I even bought it for the 3 when I swapped. So they put it out on 360 for backwards compatibility, and I was watching some streamers. I don't put it back in the Xbox One for backwards compatibility, and I was watching some streams, and man, I have to say that it brings back some memories. One of my all-time favorite games. The servers are still kind of janky. The thing is that, you know, the game was hype at one point in time on 360 and PS3, and they had the servers to really hold that online community, and as it died off, I guess what they did is kind of downsize those servers. So now you have all these people who bought it for backwards compatibility, and it's just kind of overloading the servers, and it's glitching people to spawn invisible, you know, which was a big problem on the 360 and the PS3 with hackers, is that they would be invisible. So I've seen a lot of people just blaming it on hackers still, but it is a server issue that is causing people to kind of just spawn in invisible, and I put my money on the fact that they just need to really upgrade their server size, and everything should be golden. I'm really hoping that it can hold its water with this backwards compatibility. I'd like to see it come to PS4, and I'd also, and I know a lot of people can get behind me with this, I'd love to see it come on PC. So we can only hope, and if so, man, I will be on that every freaking day. And while we're on the topic of servers, Pokemon Go, you need to get your servers together. And that's really all I'm going to say for that, because I want to save that topic for a whole nother show, because I have a lot to talk about it. But it is a fantastic game. Red Dead Redemption, check it out. You can get it on the Xbox One now. And I lost my train of thought. So let's talk about this Call of Duty Roman Wars, which I saw in a couple of shows, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. So basically, the video that we're seeing, it was a leaked prototype demo that was done in 2008. Basically what happened is they called for the developers to pitch a new idea for the Call of Duty franchise, and that's what had came out, was Call of Duty Roman Wars. Now the video looks pretty awesome. You're on horses, you know, it's in that Roman-esque age. But I think that that's just something that is so far off of the Call of Duty path. That's why they didn't go forward with it. Do I think that it would have done well? Yeah, I think it's Call of Duty. It's always gonna do well, no matter how many times they put out the same exact game over and over. But it strays off the path so far of like gun combat, because this is Roman Wars, that I'm kind of glad they didn't push forward with it, because then, you know, now we ended up with games like shoot, what's the name of it? Rise, you know what I'm talking about? And we got plenty of other Roman War games out of the deal, because I think if Call of Duty would have did it, we would have lost out on having these other smaller games launch. And I'm not saying that I hate Call of Duty for that reason, but they do, I'd imagine that they do stun a lot of smaller war games from saying, hey, let's go into production with this. And we've really only seen, you know, one or two other ones that had the balls to come through and say, hey, we're going to compete with that, and we do thank you for that. I've come across something that was pretty interesting. It was basically a guy with a HoloLens, and he did Yu-Gi-Oh! A holographic Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically, like, he's laying down the cards, and above the card spawns the creature, and you can like see it through the HoloLens. No one man should have that much power. I mean, this is phenomenal. I've never been a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. I was a Pokemon baby, and now later in life I've moved into Magic the Gathering, so I like to think that later down the line, when these HoloLenses are not just for private parties and developers, that when they do get released into the hands of the public, if they even get released into the hands of the public, that we will see something like Magic the Gathering happen in the HoloLens. That will 110% make me go out and buy one. Like, the day that they say Magic the Gathering exists on it, I'm in it, and I'm buying one. So check it out. He has, I think, two videos out right now. The second one's a little glitchy because he put some big creatures in, and it just, as it sits right now, the HoloLens can't handle that much. Oh shoot, it can't handle that much power, you know? Evolve is now free to play, which is awesome. It's got a bad rep back in the day, but I always thought it was a good game. What the developers are saying is that now it is back in beta phases. So, you know, I'm excited to see how they're going to progress with this, because they're back in beta phases, which means they're going to have time to rework a lot of things. So check that out. Get it on Steam. It is free, and I mean, what's the worst part of your day if you download a free game and it just happens to suck? You know, it was free, but you're probably gonna like it because it's fucking Evolve. And I'm not gonna speak for everyone. I'll speak for myself and the people who do like it, that it's an okay game. And finally, what I want to talk about, which is something that impresses the heck out of me because I've always sucked at this game. There's a guy who streamed live. Now keep in mind, this was live, so he did all this while he was talking to fans in his chat and everything. He did a 0-hit run through of Dark Souls 3, and that deserves hand applause, because I will tell you, I've always sucked at the Dark Souls series. I can't get anything right in that game, and I don't know why. Like, I watch my friends play it, running through, killing everything. I try and play it, I last about 3 seconds. Now this guy's rules for this where it had to be 0 hits, no bows, no shields, no magic, no save quits, and finally no exploiting glitches. That is a hell of a run, and you can check it out. I think it's in full on YouTube, but it's also in parts, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, do check that out, because man, that is freaking phenomenal. 0 hits in the whole entire game. So I guess I do have a little bit of time. We'll talk a little bit about Pokemon Go, because I don't want to say too much because I'm not done with my research for it. I don't want to go off and just start reviewing it without fully understanding it. I don't want to be the asshole who's like, it fucking sucks. So let me start off with, I'm still on the fence with it, okay? If you live in a rural country area, it's not going to be the app for you. You're going to have to drive out to a city to catch bigger and better Pokemon, have more stops, battle more gyms. Because where I live, we literally have 1 Pokestop and 1 gym. And that's it. Now, we do have some people currently took over our gym because we're Team Red, Go Valor. And we're going to have to take that back in a second, probably after I record this. But I went with some friends to the nearby quote-unquote city. And they had a lot of stops because the college is out there. Now, while we were out there, there was, at any given time in that area, probably 4 lures going. So we had the ability to catch some decent stuff. They were all getting high numbers. I was getting, 30s and a couple hundreds. But I think that they're saying it's an alpha, either alpha or beta. I don't know what they're calling it, but I would put it in alpha because this is nowhere near ready for beta. It's Pokemon, so you expect to be able to trade Pokemon, which doesn't exist in this app yet. Although I did read an article that was saying, hey, we're going to add that in our next update. Hopefully they go through with that. You expect to walk past someone who's also hunting and be able to battle their Pokemon. Love to see that feature get added. And also just running into wild Pokemon and having to battle them. That is 3 touches that I'd love to see. Now, a lot of people were talking about, you have to have it on, you have to have your location on, so it's eating up your data. I ran this thing for like 6-7 hours straight, not turning it off, and it barely ate up any data. So it's not really a data hog, which is really good in a sense that you don't want that kind of an app to, you would hardly play it if it's just going to eat up all your data. Now, I do think that it's because it's such an early stage of the game that it doesn't eat data. I think when they start adding more things to the map, like houses and all that it might start eating up a little more data. So we'll just have to really keep our eyes on it and see. Like I said, I'm still researching it for my final and official review, which will probably be a whole show in its own, and a post on Nuclear Coffee. So we'll just have to see. In the meantime, I'm still out and about catching, because I don't want to be so far behind when everything's set up that I have to pretty much restart the game. I'd like to be fairly leveled when they actually pull their heads out of their asses and have the features that you expect to be in a Pokemon game. But you have to keep in mind that it's only released in a handful of countries. It's not globally released yet. So I'm giving them a lot of slack and leeway there. So keep our eyes peeled. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I know there was some mess ups on the mic. I'm not even going to edit that shit out, honestly. Don't feel like doing it. If that one little issue causes you to not watch this anymore ever again, well, I'm sorry about it, okay? So thank you guys for listening or watching, because we are going to do the YouTube rendering with the videos and all that. Hope to see you guys at the next one. Leave topics and everything below, and be sure to check out the site nuclearcoffee.org. I tried to do like a cheerleader hand thing, but you can't see it because it's not a freaking me on camera video. So see you guys later, and also stay tuned to my YouTube channel because I will be doing a review on this portable battery pack that I bought, specifically for playing Pokemon Go actually, and it is fantastic. I will be doing a review on that soon, so stay tuned.